transform your body. I'm going to give you a complete A to Z guide. Whether you want to lose weight or gain weight, I will show you exactly the blueprint in order to transform your body to the shape that you want to be in. Number one, the first thing I want you to do is to track your progress. First, what you're going to do every single weekend is to weigh yourself. But don't just do it on a regular scale. I want you to get a specific smart scale called the Arbor Leap. I'll leave a link down below. This connects to your phone and it weighs not only your body weight, but also checks other things such as your body fat percentage. It is certainly possible that your body fat percentage will decrease while your weight stays the same. That is why getting a smart scale that not only tells you your weight, but also shows your body fat percentage is extremely important. Check your weight every single week at the exact same time. I recommend doing it first thing in the morning before you've ate anything and perhaps after you've gone to the restroom. Secondly, what I want you to do is take progress photos. You may start off doing this every single week. Get a $10 tripod. I'll leave the link for that down below as well. And then check the distance, 10 to 15 feet in the same location every single time so that you stay consistent. 2 pictures from the front, perhaps flexing and flexing. 2 from the side, from the left and from the right. And then your 4th one will be from the back. And you're going to compare yourself in those photos so that you can see your progress. Because progress isn't only made on the scale. It's not only just a matter of losing or gaining weight, but it's also how you look. And seeing your progress will keep you disciplined and will keep you motivated. Listen, the first 2 months of this journey are the hardest. They're the most difficult because you don't know if it is working. You don't know if you are progressing. So stick with it for at least 2 months so that you can see yourself getting better. Next, number 2, let's talk about your diet. Well, get rid of the word diet. When you think diet, it is often something that you're going to do for a set period of time. When you want to fully commit to changing your body, you need to get rid of the idea of a diet. I want you to think about your eating habits. Here's what I want you to do. Get rid of junk food in your house. You know what those are. Those Snicker bars, the chips, all these things that have an incredible amount of calories are not good for you, especially the ones with high calories to low protein. Get rid of the junk food in your house. If it's not there, you're less likely to eat it. Next, I want you to stop drinking alcohol. If you're somebody that drinks alcohol on any type of basis, whether it's on the weekends, partying with your friends, whether for some reason you're an everyday drinker, I want you to stop drinking alcohol altogether. Number 1, it'll improve your sleep. Number 2, you won't have hangovers. You'll be able to work out a lot better, a lot more efficiently, with a lot more energy. But number 3, alcohol is one of the biggest deterrents to your body progressing, to your muscles building. It is a terrible drug that will deeply affect your overall training. Get rid of it. I want you to stop drinking alcohol. Let's talk about what you should be eating, what you should be consuming. Are you looking to gain weight or are you looking to lose weight? In either scenario, you should be looking to gain muscle. Whether you're gaining weight or losing weight, this all has to do with your caloric intake. In order to gain weight, the amount of calories that you consume needs to be greater than your overall calorie expenditure, what your body exerts every single day. Now, a lot of you might be like, I don't know what my caloric expenditure is. Here's what you can do. Simply Google calorie expenditure calculator. Based on your age, your height, your weight, your gender, and your activity level, it will spit out what a good average number is of calories that you're expending every single day. So in order to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit, meaning you need to be consuming less calories than your expenditure. For this example, we will use the number 2,500 as the average daily caloric expenditure. In order to lose weight, I need to be below that. 1 pound is equivalent to about 3,500 calories. So if you want to lose 1 pound per week, you need to be at approximately a 500 calorie deficit every single day. 7 times 500 equals 3,500 calories, which equates to 1 pound. So it's very simple. It's not easy, but it is very simple. And the same is true with adding weight. There's 3 different methods to do it, and these methods will work whether you're losing weight or gaining weight. The first method, you simply need to eat less. If 2,500 is your maintenance, eat less than that every single day. You will be at a caloric deficit. The second way is to simply work out more and increase your overall expenditure. If you still want to eat 2,500 and your average expenditure is 2,500, increase it. You're giving away 3,000 calories and you will still have that 500 calorie gap that you would be losing every single day. And the third method is the one that I suggest the most. I think it's the absolute best way and quickest way. We want to increase our expenditure while also decreasing the amount of food that we're eating. So again, using the 2,500 number, let's exercise more. Let's get that up to 3,000. And instead of eating 2,500, let's eat less, go down to about 2,000. Now we're at about 1,000 calorie deficit every single day. So if you burn 1,000 calories per day over the entire span of the week, you will have burned an extra 7,000 calories. That's equivalent to 2 pounds that you will have burned instead of 1 pound. Now you're going twice as fast if losing weight is your goal. And again, we would just do the opposite. If you're looking to gain weight, you would add 7,000 calories to your diet, and then you would gain about 2 pounds per week. Okay, we're gonna stay on the topic of losing weight. This is your goal. What I don't want you to do is to lose muscle. So here's how you can make sure that you're losing fat while still maintaining or even potentially increasing your overall muscle. And it has to do with our protein to calorie ratio. I want you to take a look at the protein number, and I want you to add a 0 to the end of it. And if that number is not equivalent or greater to the overall calories, then you should not eat it. If you want to maintain or increase your overall muscles, your overall strength, you need to be eating approximately 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you're 145 pounds, you should be aiming to eat right around 145 to 150 grams of protein every single day. But how can you do that while also ensuring that you're in a caloric deficit? That's where the protein to calorie ratio is so important. We want low calorie foods that have high protein numbers as far as a ratio. Here's a few examples for you. I want you to think about the answers here. A protein bar. One of my favorite protein bars is Pure Protein. I'll leave a link for that down below. They taste like candy bars. You guys gotta try them. It's approximately 190 calories and 30 grams of protein. Grab that 0, put it on the end of the 30. You've got 300 compared to 190. Is it at least equivalent or greater? Yes, it is. Obviously, we know a protein bar is a great food to eat. On the other hand, here's another example. How many of you guys like pizza? I used to love it, I'll admit. Let's say one slice of pizza is 300 calories, only 10 grams of protein. Grab a 0, put it at the end of that 10, you've got 100 compared to 300. 100 is below our 300 number. This would not be a food that you should eat. It does not meet our criteria as far as the protein to calorie ratio goes. I'm going to give you a list of several of my favorite low calorie to high protein foods that you should be focused on eating. All of your lean meats, turkey, chicken, ham, these are all great sources of protein. And if you get the lean meat, they're often very low in overall calories. I want you to look into Oiko's Greek yogurt, another very tasty treat that's low calories, high protein. If you're on the road, you're at a gas station, they got only bad snacks for you. Beef jerky, low calories, super high protein. It's a great snack to snack on the road. I mentioned the Pure Protein bars. Those are my favorite overall protein bars. Eggs. Eggs are so great to eat. Very high in protein, low calories. They have a whole lot of other nutrients as well. I encourage you to eat eggs as often as possible. I eat eggs just about every single day. Okay, the third step to transforming your body is going to be something very underrated. You don't think about it much, but sleep. You need to be sleeping 7 to 8 hours every single night. Don't be one of those stubborn people and always brags about waking up at 5 a.m. That's fine if you're going to bed at 10 or 11, but if you're somebody that goes to bed at midnight, 1 o'clock, and you're constantly waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. just to say that you're an early morning person, I promise you, you're not going to be getting the results that you're hoping for. Also, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to be able to work out as well. You're tired during your workout. You're not going to be as motivated. You might skip some workouts, and your overall mentality will not be at its highest point to perform as well as you should be or that you need to be. Make sure you're in a very cool setting. It's as dark as can be so you get a great sleep and you're not waking up throughout the night. All right, and the fourth and final thing to transform your body, you all have been waiting for it. We are going to be talking about our actual workout. We're dividing this into two different categories: strength training and cardio. First, let's go ahead and talk about this strength training. In my opinion, there's 3 different ways that you can go about your strength training as far as how you're splitting up the days. You need to be targeting every single muscle 2 to 3 times per week in order to be most efficient, while also giving it adequate time to rest and recover. We obviously don't want to work out our muscles every single day. We want to work them out really hard, tear them down, and then give them a day or 2 in between to recover. I want you to ask yourself, how many days per week do you plan on strength training? If you only have 3 days a week, you need to be doing full body workouts. You need to make sure that you're hitting all of your major muscle groups that are important for your development. Next, let's jump to 5 days. If you have 5 days a week, here's the split that I encourage you to do: push, pull, legs, upper body, lower body. That gives you 5 days. You can take a rest in between, or you can take your 2 days back to back, maybe Saturday, Sunday. Lastly, if you plan on doing this 6 days a week, do push, pull, legs, and then a break. Okay, I'm gonna give you some very basic, some very beginner-friendly workouts to do depending on your push, pull, or leg day. Obviously, the more advanced you are, then either do more reps, more sets, or find more advanced exercises to do. A lot of these that I'm going to give you, you only need your own body weight. So let's start off with a push day. You can do regular push-ups. You can do diamond push-ups, which targets more of your triceps, and get into pike push-ups, where your body will be in a V shape. Either do pike push-ups or you can do pike holds. Another easier variation, if some of those are more difficult, would be just doing negative push-ups, where you start from the top and you just go down as slowly as possible. Other things that you can be doing on push day would be wall walk-ups. You could then eventually work on handstand push-ups, where you're working on your shoulders. Lastly, try to find a straight bar and do straight bar dips. These are a little bit more difficult than when they're on your side, but you can find a straight bar almost anywhere. Put your hands on it and work on straight bar dips. Next, let's move on to a pull day and what some great pull exercises are, specifically with just your body weight. Starting with some of the more simpler ones, you can get on a bar and just do scapular pull-ups, where you are basically just shrugging and you're moving your shoulders up and down. You can also just hang on the bar. Just hanging on it is another great exercise to really stretch out your back. As you get stronger and more advanced, obviously you want to work on doing actual pull-ups. You can get up there, you can hang on the top and just hold it there for a few seconds. You can also work on negative pull-ups. Jump up there to the top and go down as slowly as possible. Remember, the negative will always build to the positive. Other great pulls that you can be doing: chin-ups. Your chin-ups will have your palm facing you. This is going to target more of your bicep work, but will also engage your back muscles as well. You can also work on commando pull-ups, where you have the bar in front of you and you're pulling to the side. Other bicep exercises you can be doing, obviously bicep curls. You can change around your form and do hammer curls like you were hitting a hammer, because those are some of the best pull exercises that you can be doing. Lastly, let's talk about your leg exercises. Squats with your body weight, goblet squats where you're holding a weight, pistol squats where you're going with one leg on down. Lunges are very good. Calf raises. All these, you only need your own body weight to get stronger. Obviously, if you're in a gym, doing leg extensions and leg curls are very beneficial. If you're into sports and you're playing a specific sport, work on different plyometric exercises. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about as far as your training goes is going to be your cardio. Now, I want to make something extremely clear. When we talk about losing weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. Cardio can certainly help with that, but if you have the mindset and belief that you're just going to run around and get a sweat going and be super tired and think that that's going to equate to losing weight, you will be very sorry about your results. Here's my number one tip when it comes to cardio that I encourage you to really focus on doing, and that is to simply walk more. That's right, it's that simple. Get more steps in by walking more often. Here's some ways that you can do that. When you go and do errands throughout the day, stop parking right in front of the grocery store entrance. Park further away so you have to walk further. When you are in between your sets at the weight room and you just got done, instead of sitting down for 2 minutes in between sets during your rest period, walk around. If you have any pets, stop just letting them outdoors to your backyard. Take them on a long walk. Your pet will thank me later. I want to challenge you to get somewhere between 10,000 to 12,000 steps every single day. And the cool thing is that your phone actually tracks your steps. The beauty of walking is that you can multitask as well. You can be on the phone, you can be watching a video, learning something. So that is my number one tip in regards to cardio, is to walk more often. If you like other forms of cardio, especially if you do a specific sport, then you're going to enjoy that a lot more if you're competing while running. But if you're just looking for something to do on a regular basis to kill the calories, walking is the number one cardio exercise that you can and should be doing. When you sprint, when you do the Stairmaster, when you do these high intense cardio exercises, you're going to trigger your hunger. And if you just burnt 200 calories doing the Stairmaster and you're super tired, but you are hungry now, and you go eat a muffin that's 200 calories, you just erased all the calories that you spent on that cardio. Instead, go walk for 2 miles. You will find that you might not be hungry at all. You burn the same amount of calories, let's say it's 200, but you're no longer feeling like you have to eat something right away, right after. So I really encourage you to focus on getting lots of steps in every single day. Be creative with how you're getting your steps in. Walk in between sets at the weight room. Find longer distances that you can walk when you go and do errands, when you go to work. And in general, try to get out 2 to 3 times a day and go for a longer walk around. I promise you, if your goal is to lose weight and you follow this system that I gave you and you stay in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. If your goal is to gain weight, be in a calorie surplus. Make sure you're eating more than you're expending every single day. Regardless whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, strength training is a must. There are 0 negatives to training and building your muscles. You'll become stronger, you'll become more confident. If you're playing a sport, you'll become better at it. And then, as I mentioned, my last tip, focus on getting more steps and do a lot more walking when it comes to your cardio. If you take all this together and put this recipe together and you stay focused, you will transform your body into the way that you want it to be. If you're interested in following me in my calisthenics journey and learning more about working out and training, check out my video that I'll post right here.